G'day scrappers, scrap metal yard day today, and just going to see what some of the new prices are. I got 20 kilos of brass here. I got some data cable, 2 bins of irregular mid-grade insulated wire, cords cut, plugs cut off, and I've also got extruded aluminium. So a good representation of most of the scrap that we get. Obviously I wanted to do batteries as well, but I'm not going to have enough room to put all my batteries in, and I still got a few to go to process. So but last time I went to the scrapyard, the data cable was down to $1 a kilo, and the mid-grade insulated was down to $1.50 a kilo, and the extruded was only $1 a kilo as well. So hoping, from all reports, prices have gone up, so I want to see if it was worth taking in all the extruded aluminium heat sinks and stuff. It wasn't worth taking it in at $1 a kilo, so let's go and check out the prices today, and hopefully we do a lot better. The coronavirus and all that is just about over, so while the going's pretty good, I need to empty these bins because I really desperately need some empty bins, because I've just had a whole heap of cables come in, and 2 bins here full of mixed e-waste, a lot of cables in amongst it. And yeah, so let's go, and we'll do the batteries another day, along with a few other things like motors and transformers, but I just want to get the prices on there. So let's go to scrapyard and get this job done. Okay. It's the extruded alley.
Oh Jesus Christ, that's not extruding extrusion, but
Yeah, it has to be. How else would they make it? It gets extruded
yeah,
through.
I know, but yeah, that's fine. Because the problem is they can't bake it, they can't bale it.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So we try to.
mate, would you be able to tip this bin into here?
Is it all the same?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And this way. And that one there. You can't tip this? The guy on the forklift said that this, even though it's extruded, it doesn't go as extruded because it's hard to compact it or something. But I had to go and speak to the office and they said, no, that's all right. We'll call it extruded because that's what it is. But it's not so much what it is. It's more about what they do with it, and they can't treat it as like this kind of extruded. Apparently it compacts different, I don't know, but oh well, I get extruded for it anyway. Probably because I've got over 100 kilos of it, so it should be anyway. Okay, so I've got to get this tipped and it's all fun and games at the scrapyard. There's a lot of computers in here. Modern style. I've still got quite a big bin full of copper aluminium radiators. They'll probably go in the next batch. And brass. Well, brass is a good indication of the price of copper anyway. I believe copper is about $7.20 a kilo for Millbury. So it only gets a little bit higher from there. So we're almost at top dollar price here, I think. Hey, and the water as well. Don't forget the water. Yep. I don't know how the water get in. Look at that, 2 bins. And 1 bin for data cable. Okay, let's go to the office and see how much they're going to pay me today. Whew. I enjoy going to the scrapyard. It breaks up the day and it's nice, good fun. Okay, I'm back. Got my empty bins back, so I can get back to normal work and start filling them up again with stuff. So what we ended up getting, it wasn't too bad actually. So your standard PVC wire with no plugs, as it says here, minimum 43% recovery. It's most of the plugs anyways. A lot of it isn't even 43, but there was 195 kilos and $2.30. Okay, so that's even 10 cent more than I actually expected. I thought maybe around 220. So 230, we're almost back up to normal. Last time, as I mentioned, I got $1.50 for this one, and so 80 cents a kilo more, and it normally doesn't get much higher than about $2.50. So we're almost at the absolute maximum there. So that was all right for 195 kilos, $448. And then the data cable, there was only 82 kilos. If I had more, I would have gotten probably a little bit more, but one bin doesn't fit that much. So $1.50 a kilo, which is still good because last time it was only $1 a kilo. So $123 there. And brass, which is a good indication for copper as well. Clean brass, I had 20 kilos exactly. I weighed it up. I always weigh my brass before I take it in. I put 20 kilos and 20 grams over just to make sure. $4.80 a kilo for brass. So that's as good as it gets. It doesn't get any higher for brass, really. I've rarely seen it over $5. So $4.80 a kilo, can't complain there. There's another $96 just for that little tub that I had. It's amazing. Brass builds up, and a lot of that in that tub was bigger pieces, like from the power plugs. So they took up a lot of room, but they don't weigh much. So I've got a lot more in weight in brass in stockpile, but I only sell small quantities of brass just to keep an update on the price. And then finally, extruded aluminium. I had 198 kilos of it. That's a lot for, they add up, those things. And yeah, again, surprisingly, $1.45. I expected $1.40. Maybe because I had that much. $1.45. Last time I went, that was a few weeks ago, a month ago maybe, it was only $1 a kilo. So it's gone up 45%. So that's a huge increase for extruded alloy, and it really paid off for me to hang on to it until the prices have come up. So just for that bin and a bit of extruded, there was $287 sitting there. Geez, they certainly add up a lot, and they're mostly from computers, the main heatsink. So in total, I got $954.60. So that's not a bad day outing. Almost $1,000. Can't complain. Certainly, there's a lot of work in those cables to clean all the plug ends off. Here's my current cable working bin that I'm working on, and this will probably be full within 4 or 5 days because I've got a lot of cable to start processing now. Yeah, you saw all that in the driveway earlier on in the video, and whole heap of cable in here that I've got to start working on, but I can't until I get rid of all that stuff that I just picked up yesterday in the driveway. So, but this is why I need empty bins, because I need to sort through all this. I need a new bin now for IP phones, just IP phones, not your regular household ones, because instead of me scrapping these out, I can actually sell IP phones as scrap, including the handle if it's still got the cord attached, and I get the same price for IP phones. So I'm going to have a special bin for IPs, and I could have a special bin for modems, but I prefer to scrap my modems out rather than selling them as scrap, because I just find to get a little bit more value. But yeah, so I've got to clean up all this wire and yeah, get onto things. All right, well, I hope that was a bit of fun, a bit of a scrapyard visit, and a lot of modems to process there. And yeah, and well, I've also got some nice vintage style PCs come in, and this huge, oh wow, oh, I just realized, guys, I didn't see it. That's just a little UPS, tiny, nice little UPS actually. But I didn't even realize when I brought this in yesterday with all that stuff. Check this out. Oh wow, I just didn't think about it. A compact ProLiant 5000, right? Awesome server probably in its day. Vintage, but check this out. I hope it's still all inside. Intel inside, Pentium Pro. You beauty. And because it's a server, it might be a dual Pentium Pro motherboard. If it is, I'll put it into my collection. Obviously, I can't put this whole big thing in my collection. If it was an IBM, it would be, but it's a compact, so I don't collect compact. It is a nice, pretty server. It's missing one leg down the bottom, but I didn't even realize that, guys. So, and I've got a few other awesome little gadgets in this pile. It might be a good topic for a vintage scrap out or something like that, but wow, look out for this scrap, Pentium Pro. We don't get them very often. I can't believe I've got it. Love it. Awesome. Wow, that was all fun. Anyway, guys, I better get back to work. Here's my mirror. I bought, instead of just replacing the glass, I decided to buy the whole housing. 65 bucks. And yeah, so it's the whole complete housing. The only thing is these ones are not electric. They're a manual one, but that's fine. I don't really need electric mirrors anyway. All right, so I better get back to work, guys. And yeah, I asked about the batteries and how to present them. Sometimes in other yards, I used to be able to just throw them into a bin and they would sort them out. But now when I bring them in, they want me to actually stack these onto a pallet double high like they like them. So it's a little bit more work, but I've got a lot more batteries to go. There's probably going to be close to a ton of batteries when I get there. Geez, it's going to be quite a lot of work. Anyway, guys, I better get scrapping and start building up some more scrap steel here to take to the scrapyard again. And yeah, hope that was a bit of fun for you. A scrap run with the good stuff. Give you an idea of the prices anyway. And so everything's looking good here in Australia anyway. I don't know what it's like in other countries yet. It might still take a little while because yous are still in partial lockdowns in places, and it's a little bit different. But don't despair. All I suggest for you guys is to keep stockpiling your good stuff, and only take stuff in if you really have to, if you really need the room. But otherwise, keep onto it till you start hearing of prices going up in your local area. Maybe, you know, once every couple of weeks, give your scrapyard a call and just ask them about the main things, you know, like your mid-grade insulated wire, and brass price and extruded alley price. Those three will give you a good example of everything. And yeah, but yeah, really surprised with brass, $4.80 a kilo. That's awesome. It just shows that copper, I believe Millbury copper, as I mentioned, it's about $7.20 a kilo. So yeah, if your prices aren't back up to normal, just hold on to your stuff until they do come up, because the main buyers are paying normal prices again. So yeah, so just hold off until then. All right guys, I better get back to it. Keep scrapping, have fun, and I'll catch you next time soon.